All right, so we're here on the battery side. It's the back right side of this one. As you can see, it's a Duracell Platinum. Not sure how old it is. So let's go ahead and check. Well, you can see right there, we always want to check our terminals and stuff on these. We usually try to check our batteries and voltage before we even start. You can see the battery tender or whatever this may be he has here. It looks like a battery tender is loose. That's loose. But again, like I said before, I know the battery does not take a charge, so we'll go ahead and loosen this up. Whoop. And I probably will bump you guys quite a bit because we're in kind of a weird spot right here. And sorry about the flickering of the light. That's just I guess it's what it picks up from this LED we got. So we'll go ahead and change this battery out. We'll stick a new one in. And then we'll go ahead and test it to see if it fires up and runs. We'll check charging voltage to it. And then we'll check, we'll definitely check to see if it's got any type of draw. The battery I have here that I'm pulling out right now off camera is a Striker battery. I believe this one's got a one or 2 year warranty. I can't remember off the top of my head. A couple of them have different warranties on them. It's a CTX 14BS. I've had pretty good luck with these batteries. Very rarely have I had to return one. I get them at my local battery outfitters here in Springfield, Missouri. They're all over the place, but I've had zero problems out of these batteries. This should have an outer box that goes over it. Apparently he must have lost it, so now he's just got this strap here holding the battery in, which is good that he actually has a strap. A lot of people just will use a bungee cord, stuff like that. I mean, they work pretty good. Not gonna lie, bought a quad for 50 bucks, Articat 250, and it's got a bungee cord holding the battery in, but I just use it around the house for doing yard work. Pulling the kids around, they enjoy it. All right, get that strapped in there. Grab our multimeter. Turn it on. Check our voltage in it real quick. Showing 12.82. I'm gonna try to leave my light here. It may bounce and fall off. Let's see if we can't fire this thing up real quick. Pull the choke out. Well, gonna have to find out if we got any fuel in it first, and then we'll get back to this. All right, guys, so we're gonna have to wait till later to see if this thing starts up. It has sat for quite a while, so I think the carburetor is probably clogged. It does have fuel in it. It does have fresh fuel in it. But like I said, we replaced the battery, so now we're gonna go ahead and see if it has a draw on the batteries, what the customer's complaining about. His other one would not take a charge, so I believe it's a little too old. So we won't do it on the positive side. We're gonna do it on the negative side. You can do it on either side, but it's a little bit safer on the negative side. Positive, you can ground it out and ground out the system, and we don't wanna do that. So basically, we just unhook the negative battery terminal. We'll take the red one out of here. We'll put it over here on this. Make sure we're on volts DC, or sorry, amps DC. We'll put this one in the red on the battery post, or on the battery cable, and the black in the battery post. And you guys can see it's got 0.002 of DC amp draw. 1, 2. I believe that's probably going to be more from your clock. We can pull some fuses to see what else is going on, but that's so minimal. If this thing sat for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, something like that, of course your battery may be a little low and hard to start. But this here, I don't believe there's any issue. I just believe that his battery was actually just that old, and this thing has sat too long, and he expects it to fire right up using it once, maybe twice a year, and sometimes that's not the case. A lot of your batteries don't last. You know, that's why they made the batteries like warranty at 6 months, maybe a year or 2 if you're lucky. Most of my Strikers will have a 2-year warranty. I don't remember this one has a 2 or 1 year warranty, but either way, if he has any issues within the next year or 2, I take it right back and they just hand me a brand new one. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and take the carburetor out of this thing, get a good look at that. So first off, we're gonna remove this piece up here. You can just pull that straight up and off. We'll pull those out, remove this, take this off here just for better access to all the hoses and everything on the side. Pull the airbox back and out, get the little side reservoir off here and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, we just pull that off, take these little pins out on both sides, push pins. Got a nice little set of pliers for that. Take this off. I'll remove this and the airbox and the charge tube, the intake line for the airbox. That way it just gives us better access to get around everything. You could probably take it out otherwise, but this will just give us a better view of what's going on. All right, you guys know the seat has a tab on the back to pull it out. So these are my pliers that I have. I believe I got these off of Amazon a long time ago. I think these work really good. They got these little nodules right there on the sides that you can just go in the side of this thing, pull up and done. Makes it a lot easier than your fir tree tire or fir tree pullers. Show you guys again here real quick on the other side. Little pieces they just kind of get in there, pop it up, and then you can go back and just go under it again like this and take it right out. Makes life a lot easier. Well, that's a bad angle, but I go like that the second time and get that right out. All right, so we got the carburetor out now. Hopefully I got you guys some decent light over here to see what's going on. I'm just gonna start taking it all apart just to check everything out, all the hoses come off, because I may have to soak this anyways. So I'm just gonna pull off all the vent hoses. And then I'll just probably leave those right here in these little tabs right here. Oh, actually this one I can't. So that way I can keep them where they go and I don't lose this little tab. But we'll go ahead and take this one off too. Set that off to the side. Let's take the slide out just to see what's going on in there real quick since we're already on the top. Ooh, somebody's been in this thing before. I can see it's been kind of a little tore up. So it must have sat in the past again at one point. Now, you know, it is a 2005 and we are in 2022. So, I mean, it's the way things go sometimes. Slide was stuck to the top. Looks pretty clean up there. You can see a little bit of old gas on the needle itself. So that's going to have to be cleaned there. Doesn't look too bad. So we'll go ahead and flip it over. See how much gas runs out of this thing. So it actually had gas in it, not much. So it's a good possibility that the floats are sticking. Once it went up, it didn't want to come back down. It's a good possibility. Pilot jet's clogged, main jet's clogged. Who knows what's going to look like when we get inside of here. Of course, you got the little primer you can use on the side. It actually feels like it's moving. That one's hard to get to. It's actually down in there on the, what is that, the right side of the carburetor. And there's a lot of stuff in the way on there, so I don't know why they have that little primer there. So just put an accelerator pump in these things and just get it over with. Makes everybody's life a lot easier. Keep that accelerator pump passage clear in that jet, right? But anyways, all right, give this guy a little tap. Oh, yeah, I mean, there you go. Throw some light over that. Completely, fully clogged. Like, it's so, stuff is just falling off of here. So that's what I figured. I figured if with spitting and sputter not wanting to start, most likely clogged carburetor. So what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to hand clean it out because you don't want to actually soak this inside of any carburetor solvent or anything like that. You'll ruin the O-ring, or you'll ruin, if it happens to weep at all, it's gonna cause issues. There is a test where you could take it off and you could reset it to the proper ohms on there, but I'm not going to get into all that, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean the passages the best I can. Maybe just get a rebuild kit for this guy So we're going to take it apart the rest of the way and see what's going on. Let me grab a couple more tools. Let's see if we can't get this guy out here. It's got a, what is that, a 152 for the main jet, is what it's showing. 7mm for the emulsion tube. Take that guy out. And then we got the choke circuit here. And then the pilot circuit has a plug in it. If I can find my tool, my screwdriver. Ooh-wee. There's a pilot jet on there. And then I'm gonna have to grab my little automatic center punch to punch out that little bar there that holds the floats in, because it's not wanting to move right now. So we'll go ahead and just put it on the center of that. Bam. See, it's got a little bit of a splines on there. So get over here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Some splines on there. So remember that comes in from the left side to the right. Yeah, everything's pretty nasty inside here. So what we're gonna have to do, I'll pull this little jet out on the side here. See how far out they have this here. Half, one, half, two, half, 2.5. 2.5 turns. Pretty basic, 2.5 turns on a lot of things. So we're gonna take this all the way out. So we're just gonna end up cleaning the passages in here. We'll take a wood Q-tip, a wooden shaft Q-tip, and put on a drill and clean up the seat inside here really good with some polish. That way we know we get a good seat. We'll order up a rebuild kit for this guy, because everything is just nasty. Apparently this bad boy has sat for a while. Can't get the spring. The spring doesn't want to come out. Come on. Go grab my pick. Should have known these are all the things I need for carburetors, as many as I've done in my lifetime. Sometimes I can't wrap my head around it while I'm trying to shoot video for you guys. Pull out the washer and the O-ring. Here's a washer. And the O-ring there. We'll go ahead and take off the idle adjustment lever. When I clean carbs, I like to take them completely apart, make sure everything is spick and span, no issues at all. Now that we got that emulsion tube out, the long emulsion tube that goes here, we're gonna go ahead and tap out. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is. I'd have to look it up, but the little tube where sits on top of your emulsion tube, this is where the needle goes down into, the slide needle. So we got all that cleaned up. Well, I shouldn't say cleaned up, but we got all that taken apart. We'll go ahead and take this guy off too. This should have a couple little O-rings behind it. Yep, got the little O-ring on it there. Everything looks pretty good here. Get this O-ring down here. We'll go ahead and slide that O-ring back over the top of that one right here. And then you got a little one that's actually on this. You got two of them on this little jet. and we'll go ahead and slide that back in the proper direction. That way we don't lose any of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put all the jets and everything in the bath, and I'll put this in my parts washer. I'll clean it up. Parts washer won't affect this at all. I won't take that loose. That way we don't mess with the TPS. We'll clean it up really good, clean all the passages out, blow some carb clean through there, blow some compressed air through, make sure all those are good. The air correctors are all cleaned out, and let these soak for about 30 minutes. And we'll throw it back together and we'll check it and make sure we don't have any leaks. All right, so we got everything really clean here. Float bowl, the jets, everything looks pretty good. I don't think we're gonna need a rebuild kit at this time, unless the fuel needle actually starts to leak. The carburetor itself cleaned up really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble this just in the opposite way we took it apart. I'll install it on there. And then we'll go ahead and see if we can't get this thing to fire off. All right, so we got the carburetor back in. I'll go ahead and stay on this side of it here so we can check the charging voltage after we see this thing starts real quick. Let me go on and turn the gas on. I believe that's up as reserve on this one. Yeah, reserve. Pull that out. There we go. Go ahead and open up the garage door back there. Let it idle here for a minute. Let it warm up. Sounds really, really good. So I talked to the owner and he told me that this thing has been setting for about 2 years, and it got rode once before that. And it's sat for a long time since then. So while it's over here on choke, let's go ahead and go back here. I'll grab my multimeter and we'll see what the charging voltage is. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of choke. We'll turn it down a little bit. Oh, I have that idle set just about perfect. Let me turn that up a little bit here. A little bit low. Bring it up a hair. Put this back on. Try to get some, well, she's hitting a little rough. Let's put it back on choke a little. Anyways, let's check this charging voltage real quick. Oh, forgot I need to change that back. Here we go. Charging voltage is 13.4. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the bodywork back on this thing, take it out here for a ride. I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Like I said, it's been sitting for quite a few years. Carburetor's completely gummed up. Cleaned all that out. He thought I had a draw on the battery, but apparently he let the sit 7 to 8 months out of the year, and then it sat for like 2 years or so. So his battery's just shot. It wasn't anything to do with a draw on it. And we can't let machines like this sit around. So if you're gonna let it sit around, guys, you need to go out and start it like, once a month, every 2 months, put some stable in there and let it get hot. When I say hot, not just gauge hot, but I mean like let the fan kick on 2 or 3 times and shut back off. That way all the fluids are hot. All that stuff is circulated completely through the system. That will definitely help out the longevity of everything. That way your oil don't turn acidic if it gets condensation in there or anything like that. So I'm gonna throw this thing back together, take it for a ride, and let you guys know how it turns out. All right, guys, I just got back from a test ride on this 2005 Honda Rincon 650 FA. Runs phenomenal. It runs really, really well. It shifts through all 3 gears in the ESP mode, works in the automatic mode, reverse works, idles phenomenally, runs really, really good. Like I said, it's been set for quite a few years, so I'm just glad that nothing else is messed up on it. Just a clogged carburetor and a dead battery, and it had no draw on the battery, so that's a really good thing. I told the customer he just basically needs to leave a battery tender on it, take it off every now and then. You know, I know they're made to kind of dissipate a little bit of a charge out of the battery, but I personally, over the years, I just haven't liked leaving a battery tender hooked up, even though they turn off and on. I like to unplug them for, you know, a couple weeks and then plug them back in and let them set for a while again. That's just my personal take on it. Whatever you guys do, that's fine by me. So now all I gotta do is give them a call, let them know we're all finished up, and come pick it up. I'll have it for deer season. Again, guys, if you got any questions about motorcycles, ATVs, or UTVs, please hit me up at LimitlessPowersports78 at Gmail. Drop a comment down below. Follow me on Facebook at Limitless Powersports Service Repair. And again, if you haven't liked, subscribed, or turn on post notifications, guys, I'd really appreciate it. Definitely helps my channel out. We're trying to grow this channel and get some good information out there. Again, give it a thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Or if you see something that I could fix up or what you didn't like about the video, let me know also down in the comments, man. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Again, I am Kyle at Limitless Powersports Service Repair. I'll catch you guys on the next upload.